right, folks, we're ready to get underway here. Thank you for bearing with us. Not nearly as much of a delay as yesterday. We are getting things on the road. Mythic versus TeamOne. And it seems like TeamOne on the attacking half early on have a fair chunk of utility for an execute. And here come the smokes. And I'm going to guess on comes the execute here, John.
Yeah,
Pretty
more than likely. TeamOne are going to push on forward, and Pace is going to get the headshot on TeamOne, the newest addition, of course, to the Mythic roster, as we mentioned earlier. Freakazoid going to get flashbang fully, and Malb's going to get the headshot onto Flom. They don't realize Freak is here. He's got such a good spot.
Oh, don't fluff the shot, though. Don't. You knew it was going to happen. He waited too long. It was inevitable. Mob's just going to annihilate everybody. The hardest shot to hit is the one you have forever to line up in classic Counter-Strike fashion. I could feel that miss coming, man.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about the veto. I don't think we got a chance to chat about that yet. So first map is going to be on Mirage. As of course you guys can see, this is the pick of TeamOne. Since Mythic have a pretty poor record on over the last 3 months, they've only won 0 times, actually. Not one at all. 0-3 and a -16 round differential versus 4-2 for TeamOne. Second map will be Inferno, picked by Mythic because of TeamOne's very poor record on that. 1-7 over the last 3 months, and Mythic 3-1. And the last one's going to be Ancient, Mike, and neither team has won an Ancient over the last 3 months. So this one should be very interesting. There are clear favorites for the first 2 maps, and the last one, if we get there, is a complete unknown.
Investment here for Mythic. Scout out for old Flomaroo. Oh, it's Pistolos. 3Ds. See what they can do. Was lurking in Flom's chat. We were waiting things to get underway. They apparently fear the malbsMd, and apparently they should fear the TRK rifle as well, as that's a quick collect for TRK, and some nice mid control starting to be exerted here. Not much Freak can do. Smoked off with the CZ. So he will indeed back away.
Yeah, Malb's added to the... Oh, sorry, Mike.
Oh, go ahead. I'm just rambling.
I was just going to say, Malb's added to the roster at the end of last season, only played in 3 maps, but I don't think they ended up winning the match that he was in. Still, I think it's going to be nice for him to get a fresh start into the season, and I'm pretty sure he'll be able to have a lot of impact.
Yep, nice little bit of impact here, and it's looking okay. It's looking very clean indeed. Deep control, just a couple pistols to worry about. Malb's collected, though. If that rifle could be gained, that would be a nice find.
Couldn't get it.
Didn't get it. Alligator arms just a little bit too short. There you go. Okay. Second gun now down. TeamOne, they're not worried about losing this round, but they should be worried about all these guns that are getting dropped down. This went from being clean, 5 up, to suddenly getting a lot more expensive. Okay. All right, CSGO. All right. Heck of a way to announce your debut on this roster. What a play there. Takes this and makes it a very costly round indeed. All right, TeamOne going to be regretting some of those fights.
Yeah, CSGO obviously doing quite a bit of damage, as you mentioned, that 3K coming through, and it's actually his first time playing an ECL since season 37, 5 seasons ago. He did play Advanced last season. Team went 8-6. Stats weren't exactly great, but he's certainly capable of performing at this level, and sometimes, you know, when you get up to the best, get up to competing against the best of the best comes out of you as well, and you're able to really start to drop those frags. We'll see if this continues for CSGO. Of course, and hopefully for him, a winning round. But here, Mythic are just going to have the pistols. It's going to be 2 USPs, the CZ, the Deagle, and the P250. Molotov's going to get tossed. That forces Hate off of balcony. And here comes a utility execute for TeamOne. Pesa gets a frag. TRK drops Hate. This is all TeamOne.
Yeah. And here's the round where they can make up for dropping too many bodies in the last. The question is, can they kill CSGO? You punished them last time. Can he do it again? Oh, 1.
Oh, 1.
You know what? He'll take 1. It was just an SMG drop, but, you know, considering the situation, probably shouldn't have even gotten that 1.
Yeah, good job. 3-0 in favor of TeamOne, as it will be the first full-on buy-up coming through for Mythic. Perhaps a true test for the TeamOne Mirage, which has been pretty good lately. Mythic really want to try to find themselves into this one on the CT side early. In terms of entry frags, you're probably going to be looking at Maluk with that AWP on opening picks, and of course IDK, who takes 23% of his attempts on the entries and has a success rate of 49.6%. Over the last 3 months has 56 frags. Opening frags, that is. Pesa just drifting around underpass. No commitment from TeamOne just yet. Looks like they're thinking about taking mid control, and it is theirs for the taking, technically. Only Freakazoid in the vicinity.
Time ticks away. Seconds dripping off the clock here, John. Patience being shown all around. No damage taken by either side. We're past a minute on the clock. Actually, I lied. Freakazoid has lost 1 point of damage somehow. But now, it seems like we're going to get the execute. It's going to be an A ramp take, which could be interesting considering the fact that Hate is pushed up here. Ooh, are they going to expect this? They have to have an idea, an inkling, and it seems like it's mostly going to be the waterfall out of Palace as well. One smoke thrown. And here comes the inroads. A little bit of a damage exchange. Freak getting the better of it. That works out nicely. No connective presence. This really stalled out play is now starting to come undone. Ramp hasn't been successful. Finally, TRK gets something, anything. But at this point, with 15 seconds, they even need to consider if it's possible to cross in towards the lane. Certainly don't want to get caught here after time. So they're going to try and force this bomb on down, but with it drops onto the dirt, it's not doing. That's going to be Mythic on the board with their first gun round.
Yeah, good job by Flom, fighting through that Molotov, trying to get visibility on the bomb planter, and eventually did, took him down, and that was that. Mythic do indeed find their way onto the board. It is expensive for them, so you're going to see a FAMAS get into the mix here, and I think Freak likely has a gun on the ground for himself that he'll run over and pick up, and that will be an A1S, so it's not too bad. And obviously they have the AK picked up from the previous round in Cooper's hands. Looks like Flom is going to be taking care of the op duties, at least in the early goings here of Mirage. And TeamOne, well, they don't want to go and stall out this round. They immediately charge up towards B. Nade chunks them down to about half health on Maluk and IDK. IDK's gone. TRK trades one out, though, and we have a 4v4.
We do. A little bit of trades again. The fight towards Catwalk. This bomb is going to be planted. That can't be denied, especially as Flom is careful on his approach. But the flank in apartments, this is going to be everything. Freakazoid on the periphery, on the flank. A duel with Malbs. Who's got the headshot spot? I think he's spotted. I think Malbs knows he does indeed. Oh, the crosshair placement is always ridiculous on this guy, and this is no exception. Flom will have to save TeamOne, rally, and answer immediately to Mythic's round win.
Yeah, good to see Malbs in his zone right now. Didn't get a chance to see that throughout I'd say any qualifiers, or of course the end of last season when he played that 1v3. But oh boy, he just wide swings Flom. No utility needed. Perfect crosshair placement again for the headshot, and no op going to be saved over by Mythic. TeamOne have isolated the round victory on the Mythic side as well, and have taken a 4-1 lead. Looking at the money, Mythic could invest a little bit into pistols, but I think Flom wants to save that cash for the AWP in the following round, and Cooper as well, probably just to get more utility. So it will be an eco round again for Mythic.
Use Deeg time, use Deeg time. Full 5-man stack over towards A initially. TeamOne aren't checking in the apartments, but giving up their ramp presence. Think they might have an inkling as to what's going on here. They're certainly postured as if they do. Going to establish some mid-control instead, so they will have a fight in their hands with some of these pistols. One flashbang spent from the CT side. It's kind of all they get. ESL! Okay, the ESL Deeg is really something special right now. Yes, it hasn't resulted in round wins just yet. But golly, has it been punishing for TeamOne. Pesa, though, now with this control in towards connector, this could be all right. Smoke down to give him a little bit more room to rumble. And it's really only Flom they need to be concerned about as they take in towards B.
Yeah, the French-Canadian Deagles are actually quite good. We just haven't been able to see them much because a lot of them shifted over to another game. But Maluk is going to get
now they have French-Canadian sheriffs. John, now they have
Yes.
French-Canadian sheriffs.
Flom and Yuz are down, Mike, so no more Deagle action from him. 4v3 and now 4v2. What do you mean French Canadian shooter?
Ooh, that's what they have now. They don't have Deegs anymore.
Oh, don't make those references on this stream, please.
Oh, the game's been out long enough. We can acknowledge its existence.
All right, fine.
It is where the whole French-Canadian scene went to. That's got to be kind of sad for you.
A little, because
as a Quebecer.
yeah, I mean, I used to follow the teams, right? But there were a couple of French-Canadian teams that actually managed to find their way to ECL, but after that, it all kind of slipped through the cracks. I still follow the players, but not nearly as much, right? They have blossomed, you know. In the
Yeah, no,
game,
they're doing well. They're on big orgs.
Yeah.
Doing well. But yeah, no, we definitely did drain your local scene for sure. Soy dancing around is actually gonna get checked. I don't think he had the idea, but the flashbang was timely, and well, MTHCYuZ, who else will be able to bring that kill back around? Looks like we're getting some aggression out of Cooper. He's blocking apartments. It works. Oh, it works. And Flum shines in with the secondary op. This is not looking good for Team One. The double ops have come out to great result. Mob still going to try and get them a foothold. See if he can't get the bomb planted here. And if they could do some more damage as well, that would be huge. Even if they don't win this round, although it's still very winnable, keeping the economy close could be critical for the long game. Mobs looks like he wants to fight towards jungle. He's going to have it, but not have the kill. Instead, it's left to Maluk, the veteran captain. We talked about how important that AWP was going to be, but scoping on scoping, he gives himself away. And the audio cue is enough for YOUZ to shut things down.
Nice job by YOUZ, in fact, finding his first 2 frags without the Deagle on the map.
And, there we go.
Yeah. Both with the A1S, or A4, excuse me. And now he picks up the AWP off the ground, going to drop that for Cooper. And they're going to do it all over again. Team One should have enough money to invest into this one. They do, because they won quite a few rounds in a row, but it could be a critical one for them. We'll have to wait and see what the investment, or what the money looks like after the investment. And yeah, definitely going to be a swing round. We'll see if Mythic can take this one, maybe even a 4th afterwards. But Team One were good at isolating the round victory last time. Let's see if they can do it again. Maluk going to be walking out here, no hesitation, obviously with that smoke, guysing off window. They see the push coming through. 2 players spotted up by TRK. Now Maluk's on notice. He has to be careful. Hides in the smoke, and TRK just pops around the corner and gets 2 with the Galil. Pesa drops Freakazoid, and now it's just the ops left in a 2v5.
Mythic trying to get dynamic with their playstyle, right? Trying to make things happen themselves, and ooh, it's been just about the opposite of that. It's all suffering here. They know where Cooper is. Those nades tell me they know where Cooper is, and Maluk will certainly find him out. Beautifully done there from Team One. What a punishing round to lose for Mythic, right? They win the last. They keep 2 alive. They take the ops through at least, but they're right back to the drawing board. And if they're playing this game of tug, or if they're playing the seesaw type game where it's back and forth, this is always going to come out well for the T side in the wash. And you're seeing Team One already climbing to 6 and in pole position to potentially win this half.
Yeah, and it's the 3rd eco coming through for Mythic out of 8 rounds. It's tough to be in that spot repeatedly, but they are. And Flom and Cooper both on USPs because they want to save that cash to get the ops in hand once more as soon as possible. TRK going to spam on through. They could catch him off guard here. That's YOUZ. He's been very good with the Deagle. Comes around the corner. There's another one racked up to his name, but TRK responds with 2. That said, at least a couple of frags come through for Mythic. The problem is they only have Cooper left, who will manage to connect with USP, but there's only so much he can do up against the last 2, and he will go down 7-2 for Team One, but at least it was expensive.
It was. I'm not sure with the economy swollen to what it is at this point that it's going to matter.
Not too much.
Much for Team One. Long run, perhaps. But I mean, as you see, most players still have 2K to spare, if not more. So Team One's going to be doing all right. It's just a question of round wins at this point. You got to get some round wins on the board here for Mythic. Now would be a good chance to do it. They're once again investing into the double up. They're very much emphasizing the swing bangers here. It means they don't have any kits. It means they're very limited on utility. It means that they've got no head armor. That last mark probably doesn't matter unless someone gets glocked. Think someone's getting glocked this round, John? Ooh, TRK's getting glocked, but the trade's instant.
flashbang's going to get tossed by Freak as he goes for the retreat and connector. Pesa gives away the audio cue and actually eats a lot of damage. In the meantime, Hate over at Cat takes down IDK 4v3 in favor of Mythic, but the frags keep going back and forth as we're even Steven again at a 3v3, and TeamOne have postured themselves towards the B site quite nicely. They do have effectively only one player to deal with on the site for the time being. That is CSGO. He is watching into those apartments.
Oh, Freak's in a tough
there.
spot.
Yeah.
He's going to get checked from jungle. There's no good way to play this, I don't think. But, oh, he does exactly that. I thought Maluk might try and focus in and pinch at the same time. I think the Molotov might be for this, but he dodged the flash and Freak gets away. Freak gets away. Beautiful bit of play. That should have been so tough for him. But Maluk distracted at just the wrong moment. That opens up the doors once more. CSGO does need to stay alive, though. Oh, he sees the barrel. He knows the barrel's here. He tries to pre-fire it. He did. He popped his shot a little bit too quick, but Cooper's here in the nick of time. Just need to win this round out. The catwalk presence. Oh, no! Won't be enough! Cooper saves them. But now only one player survives. They can't save the double up. The second rifle won't be able to be brought through. They're going to be broke as a joke. The money's going to be depleted. You got to imagine the reinvestments coming through from TeamOne because this is such a prime position to punish.
Yeah, they have plenty of money to do so. So for sure, the reinvestment's going to come through. The thing is, for Mythic, that was almost a round loss, even though they had the edge towards the end. Malbs flicked around, took Cooper down to 40. If that's a headshot, he got it. Anyway, oh, look at this aggression from Mythic. 3 players going towards mid, a couple of them pushing up the top mid, and it works. Flom gets the headshot onto Pesa, makes it a quick 5v4. Now they're going to retreat back to the A site, where TeamOne are looking to charge in quickly.
Here's the response, though. Here's the response. He can find that space that was vacated. Malbs a little isolated from the pack. He doesn't have his shooters with him, and they're falling apart. Very disjointed from TeamOne. What's going on here? Considering how on point they've been looking, that one's a little bit of a weird one. Getting caught off guard. Yeah, you lose your top mid player, but then why is Malbs so much farther forward than the rest of the pack? Did they get stalled out by a flashbang? I'm not sure. But either way, for Maluk, it's going to be about finding damage, because this was the chance to really break the economy. Not going to be able to do that anymore. What can you do? Well, they give you a chance to punish them just a little more. They got the flank on. They really shouldn't be fighting from the front.
Yeah.
But here's the spot coming in.
There's always that temptation to peek, though.
I think they're going to try and clock him. 35 seconds, right? They know they've got him hemmed in. There's no escape. There's no way out of this. So they wait it out and wait for him to make the move. Nice patience from Mythic.
Yeah, very good patience. I mean, Maluk, even if he ends up going... I mean, even if he ends up surviving for another 20 seconds, right? I think Mythic would have charged forward and probably taken him down after time. So it's better to go down before you lose that loss bonus. So Mythic will be able to get 2 in a row for the first time in this map. Trying to make it 3 now, and they're in prime position to do so because TeamOne only have a Deagle. That's all they bought up into this round. They're going to try and likely push onto a bomb site and just get a bomb plan after that. It doesn't really matter, but even that's going to be a very tall task because Mythic have a couple of players here on the B site. They've spread themselves out across the map effectively, and they even have Freakzoid watching from below. And look at this pace of Malbs and Maluk eat a nade to go down to below 50 across the board for those 3 players.
I believe Freak's actually up top on towards Catwalk. But
yes.
Yeah. Or is he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
My mistake.
How could you? Well, it did just stall him out for a little bit.
Malbs, it's
who needs help when you hit Deke shots like that? That's the Malbs Deke in action. CSGO's got to clean him up. He's doing exactly that. Got to be careful. Can't run out of bullets with that reduced magazine. But it seems like he's going to be A-okay. And apparently our ammo counter on the HUD isn't updating. That's interesting. Or at least just for CSGO.
I think it's just CSGO.
No, it's just not. Look at it. On the maybe it's just CSGO.
Yeah,
what's going on there?
I saw it updating otherwise. Anyway.
Either way, that's an interesting glitch. Haven't seen that one before. But Mythic do take the dub.
They do. pretty straightforward, aside from a wicked headshot coming from the Deagle of Malbs. Now TeamOne are going to invest. They won't be able to get AKs across the board, but pretty much 4 or 5 players. Malbs settling for the Galil because he invested in that Deagle in the previous round, costing him the AK. And pretty decent utility for TeamOne. Now they're going to charge out towards mid, trying to take that early control. Flom gets caught out, and he will get finished off by malbsMd AK. Freak waiting in connector, gets the immediate trade. That's the bomb down. Freak doesn't know it, but Cooper does, and Cooper will fall anyway. Freak did manage to get one before that, so we have a 3v3 and an HP advantage in favor of Mythic, since TeamOne have 207 versus a full 300 on the Mythic side. And all this action happening in the first 30 seconds of the round.
I like this response from Hate, though. He's now found a bit of a cheeky spot, a bit of a cheeky angle. Gives him a chance to play with his teammates if they do battle back through. Meanwhile, ESL has gotten aggressive in towards Courtyard as well. So they've got a lot of forward positioning, despite not having the information in towards mid. And it means that if TeamOne... Oh, timing. Oh my goodness. He's just gone over to the other side. They have to know this is a possibility, but TRK is not going to expect him here in the kitchen. Now he's spotted. That's the opportunity missed. The surprise element is gone, and suddenly the doors to B are swinging on their hinges. In they go. Bomb going down. Freakazoid will try and stall this out, but it's just not going to happen. A Molotov will guarantee that fact. Bomb has been planted. And at this point, with control in the apartments, it's looking so very good. This fight in Apps is going to determine it all. Hate goes down, and Freak is just going to save. It has to happen this way, John. It is an 8th rate, and it is the half win secured for TeamOne.
Yeah, TeamOne walking into this matchup with, of course, the edge. Mythic haven't won here over the last 3 months. And it's actually surprising that Mythic haven't won, because, you know, you'd figure a puggier team would have more success on maps like Mirage and Dust 2, but it's actually the opposite for them. They're more successful on Inferno, Overpass, and Vertigo, the maps that require a little more strategy, versus Mirage and Dust 2, where they haven't had a win. Very interesting how that has worked out for Mythic. But this time around, TeamOne do a good job clearing out their corners, going into that B site. They win the battle with ESL, and once that's done, I mean, the round was over. 2 rounds left in this first half of action, and Mythic will be back to a double op setup with 2 A1Ss in the A4. Over on TeamOne, they do have the op out again as well. It's in malbsMd's hands, and 4 AKs to round out their buy. They're looking to get into double digits, and while Mythic need to fend that off, they need only 1 more round victory with the last 2 to at least stop that from happening. malbsMd going to be the tip of the spear here towards the B site. Lots of utility being used early on. They might go for an early pick with that AWP. They do, and it works. malbsMd finds Flom, and he keeps pushing forward.
The flashbang, the shot, it's all perfect. Malbs blinds him up. You see the hand go up for Flom, or at least for his player model, I suppose. I don't know if he did it in real life.
I don't think
May have done so. Sometimes you gotta look away from the flash in real life. But the end result is the same. Flom's down for the count. One of those zoom bangers, one of those heavy investment guns is out of play. And meanwhile, TeamOne up a man are licking their lips, ready to dig into the meal that is one of these sites. It's like I guess it's a 4-piece meal now. There's only 4 players up.
Yes, correct.
If it's an eco, is it a value meal?
I mean, sure. Why not?
I don't want fried chicken. Hate! Oh, my goodness. He's battering and frying something of his own. 2 players just pushing to Palace, and Hate was waiting for them. He's had a quiet game, but now he's got bombing. Well, Malbs has just been lured in towards Cooper's crosshair. This could get bad. Facing trying to dance with this off, but he can't secure the kill in time. And what was looking like a very strong round for TeamOne has just completely come all apart at the seams. Well, I think malbsMd's going to save this.
I think he might too, but I'm just questioning why TeamOne decided for the full reset towards T-Spawn, right? I mean, they had a couple of players at B. They had positioning. They got up close and personal to the window, right? And then decided to completely fall off of all that space they'd gained. And then they had no information on the map to kind of rotate off of.
Yeah. Especially without a lurk in towards Palace, as you sometimes see, right? Some sort of presence here. They have nothing, really. And I mean, we see the penalty. We've seen Mythic boundary pushing. We've seen them getting aggressive in towards apartments. We've seen them getting aggressive with the positioning in Palace and ramp. Clearly, TeamOne were not expecting it. And so what should have been a golden chance to make this a very dominant half slips through their fingers.
Yeah, no question. And now, well, at least they still have enough to buy a decent amount of weaponry. They have a couple of Galeals, an AWP, an AK, and the Tech 9, and about half the usual utility. Again, they're going to go for an early peek here towards B. Cooper pushing out, as he's been apt to do, towards mid, has the AWP in his hands, but gets spotted out by Pesa. That smoke favored Pesa because he had an angle around it where you could clearly see Cooper. Flom, on the other hand, is going to be waiting at Cat and take down Pesa in turn. YuZ doing work here as the B anchor, gets the headshot onto Malbs, makes it a 4v3, and Mythic are poised to make this half as close as it could possibly get.
It does seem like there's a lot of moments where players are getting ahead of their team, if that makes sense. I mean, Pesa jumping around there, right? He's looking in towards mid, but he doesn't know that there's no one watching Catwalk. He just got a kill in mid. It'd be reasonable to suspect somebody might be peeking. It's just a few of these moments where it feels like they're getting a little overexcited, perhaps, and leaving themselves a bit exposed on some of the fights and some of the peaks. It's good positioning now for Mythic. Freakazoid making sure no one can get in towards the jungle and just leaving Hate to try and defend site proper. Does mean that Hate's pretty isolated in this fight, though he has the ticket boots tucked behind. He's not trying to deny a bomb plant. He's just trying to avoid dying for nothing. And he certainly won't do that. A trade is there, but that was the bomb that fought forward. Can't lose the bomb at this juncture. Need to get it planted. And Maluk will help them do exactly that. Now it's a 2v2. A round recovered, perhaps. Maluk trying to fight forward. Knows that YuZ is just on the other side. Good idea of this, but he's not going to hit the deadly shot. It's just an elbow flick. Now all on to TRK. Shadow of the first. Got that kill confirmed. Knows where the second is. TRK with all the information and the time to reposition. And he secures it.
Wow.
Beautiful play to end the half. 9-6. We'll be back in a flash. And we're back here. 3-round lead for Team One. Mythic looking to get things back under control on their T side. John, how you feel about their chances to do so?
I don't know. I mean, Mythic haven't really been that great on Mirage on their T side over the last little while, but hey, you know, it's a new day, it's a new map, it's a new season.
And it's apparently a new pistol take. They didn't waste any time with this one, throwing not a lot of utility, but just going for the brawls here. They've got the bomb down, so that at least is secured, and now they got Ticket as well. Malbs will try and address that, but he's got the kit. You don't want to die that far back, Malbs. That's got to be a bit of a risky fight. He's trapped, and now that's the kit back in the corner of spawn. So that's not accessible. They're running out of time, and Team One is running out of chances. One shot hit for IDK. Flom went for a TK there to make sure he'd finish his food, taking Cooper out of play, but hey, all's fair in love and war, and, well, that relationship might be a bit of both.
As Mythic find their 7th, great pistol round for them, and both teams with very good executes onto that A site in their respective pistol rounds. So now Mythic the opportunity to tie things up if they can convert off the next 2. This won't be the most important since Team One has forced up. They got 3 Deagles and 2 Scouts coming out early on. IDK with one of those. He's trying to get off the struggle bus. Only 2 frags so far in this match. Flashbang going to get tossed on 4 by Mythic. Did they get the information there on Malbs jumping around? Maybe use a spot him. Now he definitely has. He tags him down to 88. Thinking about tossing the nade on forward, but still taking his time. Freakazoid lurking around in underpass. Looking to come out. Doesn't spot out that jump by IDK because he looked away towards connector because he wants to set up this smoke. And he'll do exactly that. So that'll look facilitate. There we go. Going to get the words out. Hit towards the B site. With Cooper now in cover to go up cap.
The real question is, can they surmount the Malbs Deagle? He's in the back by bench. Got 80k there as well. It's Pesa who will strike first with the hand cannon. Oh, there's a spot. Scout not connecting. There it does to some effect. And the Malbs Deag comes to play. Only going to find one, but these players are softened up. It's getting risky. It's getting frisky here. And Hate is apparently the friskiest of the boys on site. TRK and Pesa. Pesa with a bit of the flank. No one's watching for it just yet, but they've got to have an idea that this could be happening. TRK could be first contact. Obviously, Pesa is low, but now he's got a rifle. Uh-oh. He's got an AK. And he's clearing spots. He's checking his angles. He's checking his corners. He's made the audio cue. He's got the shot. Oh, he's so snappy. And he's got the fight. It's all on to Hate now. Just an SMG arrayed against him on the other side. Does he have the read? No, he does not. Is there time for the defuse? Oh, it's going to be close. Full 10-second defuse, and I think TRK might have just gone this one under the wire.
Yeah, it should come through. Yeah, there it is. Good to go for TRK, and Team One with the retake. Looked like Mythic had control of that one, or had regained it after Team One really put the hurt on in the early round. But no, Team One get it back, win the 1v1, and a 10-7 scoreline. TRK has been so very good in the clutch, especially in that round, 15th round of play right at the end of the first half. He clutched out a 1v2 very effectively, had 3 frags on the round, and brought Team One up to a 3-round lead instead of only being up 8-7 at the half. And they're already seeing the benefits of that as they've hit double digits. Timeout going to be called here. Looks like it's Mythic calling for a timeout to talk things over. They will be going for a force buy regardless, though.
I gotta love TRK's combination of gloves and knife. He's got the tiger tooth with the stripes, and then he's got the jaguar print gloves. He's feeling like an exotic cat, man.
I like it. He's letting out the inner beast.
Letting out the inner beast. What's his AK skin? Is there an AK skin with like a lion or something on it? Let's keep the theme going.
Honestly, I'm not sure.
I just unboxed this M4 skin. The Tooth Fairy.
There's a pen.
Creepy, man. It's real creepy.
I do not like this skin at all.
I love it. Haunts my dreams.
Oh, God.
Cooper! All right, getting a little Deag action of his own, but Luke tagged up. Got to be wary here. Can't get sucked into the mid-fight when it's Deags and Scouts against you. Gotta be careful, Team One. This would be a huge round for Mythic to win if they could get themselves back on track, right? Keep the momentum going, keep into the force buy wars. Be ideal. Man up for the moment. Pesa out of play as well. Man, IDK has had a quiet game. 3-14. I think he had something like 1 kill through the first half, if I'm not insane.
That's correct.
I know he got a kill in the pistol round, but
Yep.
it has been bleak for IDK.
Yeah. Hopefully he can get in on the action here, even though his team does have the lead, so it's not that big of a deal, even if he only gets 3 frags for the remainder of this match and they win.
It's better if you have 4 frags.
Yeah. Well, there's 4. He hits the headshot
right.
onto Freakazoid. Good on him. 4v4 now. Lots of 4s.
IDK is just CT-sided. His stats in a vacuum since the half switch have been perfectly fine. He just couldn't get anything going as the entry fragger, I suppose, for this team over on T. But again, it still led to a 3-round lead. So, hey, he's doing his job somehow. Malbs, a bit isolated towards the site, waiting for reinforcements to come in. That flashbang is well timed, gets him the kill on CSGO. And he's going to try and deny this bomb plan here. Just make himself as much of a nuisance as possible. He may not have done that, but oh my goodness. All right, Coop.
What?
They're both low. They're both low, but Coop has to stick the plant. He gets the plant money at least. But TeamOne escaped with a round win.
He just had no time left, but he had a chance to take a couple of shots there. Could have very well clutched the round and had the ace with the deagle. Well played from Cooper, but falls short of securing the round victory as TeamOne get 11, even though it is extremely expensive for them on their CT side, and 3 players have to reinvest, which makes their economy puts their economy in a much tighter spot. That said, on the Mythic side, they'll probably go for a half buy here. Not going to fully invest until the following round. Another timeout's going to be called here, and this one again by Mythic. By the way, Mike, since we have that timeout, there is an AK skin with a panther-like skin. Actually, it has a panther on it. It's called the Panthera Anka from the Ancient Collection.
All right. You heard it there. Get the skin going, TRK.
It's very expensive.
You know, TRK can swing it, I think.
Probably.
Just more motivation to win this season of ECL to afford that skin. What hit me with the damage? How much is it?
It depends on where he goes for, but if he goes for the clean factory new, 400 Canadian.
Oh, that's
so around
not that
350
bad.
US.
I mean, it's absurd. Don't get me wrong, but in the realm of skin absurdity, I thought you were about to slap me with like $2,000 or something.
No, it's not that crazy.
I think TRK can swing that. Just gotta win a week of FPL or something. Oh, speaking of TRK, that one got away from him a little bit. Still got some kills. The third, a little bit haywire, but it's okay. It's going to be a little less clean than it perhaps could have. 2 bodies dropped. AKs can be recovered. Not a catastrophe, though they still definitely won't be able to afford the op here.
No op's going to come through. Just going to be the A4s, the AK, and the A1Ss on their side versus Mythic, who will have their first proper buy up here. 4 AKs and the AWP going to be coming through on their side. Not much utility for Freak, Hate, and Flom. In fact, Flom with 0 utility. Going to be a little tough to go for their execute with only 1 smoke available to them, but they really wanted to get the op in play. Flom's going to be ahead of that Molotov, so he could catch someone off guard, but he eats the nade in order to hold this spot, and another Molotov comes in. Flom doesn't see it because he's flashbang. Now I realize what's going on, and Freakazoid in the meantime somehow manages to get 1 onto Pesa. The thing is, TRK and Malbs just responded for a couple. Flom gets stranded. Malbs finds him, and TRK gets the other one. So an man advantage for TeamOne, although it's precarious with 2 players a little low.
Look at the inroads. Look at how much space they've got towards A. No one's even watching this. TRK in the connector, obviously, but eventually someone's going to have to check this. Freak's gotten a kill elsewhere. That'll distract him further. Oh, the timing! Oh, thought TRK might get the second even. Still good damage. Drops the bomb. IDK can't capitalize. Leaving it all up to Malbs. These 2 players are low, though. Body shots would be enough. Malbs has a prime opportunity, and he's just heard CSGO make the move. CSGO has to plan. Wide out in the open. The bomb is down. 40 seconds now. Freakazoid with no health. If the HE just comes through, that's going to be enough. If it's in the right vicinity. It's not. Freak dodged that artfully. But now it's about the duel. It's about the first bullet. Does Freakazoid land it? Does he get the edge? Or does Malbs mop him up? The answer is Malbs mops him up. No problem there. And again, a round for TeamOne, though once again, John, it is by the hair of their chinny chin chin.
Yeah, absolutely. Malbs just with the absolutely perfect timing there, coming through the smoke. ESL had to go for the plant. He decided that was the time to do it, and Malbs comes through to deny him that for the moment. At least it does happen at the end of the day, but they were just so low HP, only 20 combined, that it was a pretty easy cleanup for Malbs in that 1v2. TeamOne on to 13 now, only one round picked up since this second half commenced on the Mythic side versus 4 for TeamOne. And at least Mythic get that bomb plant because it means they'll be able to buy up again into this round. The thing is, they have to be careful with these constant force buys, right? Because their utility has been so light the last 2 rounds that it makes it a lot harder to get into the bomb sites. Look at that.
Luke! Okay. Gets that scope back on. And it's a massacre. Nicely done here from TeamOne. This is finally the round they were looking for, right, John? This is finally the round where things get clean, where they don't have to worry about their economy getting broken every single time Mythic went around. And, well, now they've got 14. So Mythic backs against the wall, a little bit of a pistol investment here to try and keep them off of map point. It's not going to be much. It seems like Mythic's likely to play for overtime.
Yeah. I mean, you never know what could happen. Cooper had some pretty impressive deagle shots a few rounds ago. ESL has been good with the deagle. And they both have it in their hands. Mythic posturing for a hit towards the A site. 3 flashes and 3 smokes available to them. Likely going to use pretty much all of them just to get control of the bomb site, which will make it hard to hang on to, but here they come. All that utility being tossed on forward. Oh, they don't clear sandwich. Pesa gets a free one onto Freakazoid. TRK drops ESL. They still can't find Pesa. Finally do, but the thing is, by the time he gets taken down, there are only 2 players left for Mythic that need to charge up and try to plant this bomb. At least the smokes are in place, and there's an AK upgrade for Flom. That makes it a little more viable.
Oh, Coop's in a tough spot here. Yeah, he's going to get run down, and well, that was a little bit of over-aggression, perhaps, from Luke. They know where Flom is now. Got a minute to play. Slip away. Oh, he can't. He's got an isolated fight. He wants it. He wants it. But IDK will be good for that one. That secures map point. And at this point, TeamOne had 8 rounds in a row to try and salt this one away, to try and put it away as an early dub in this series.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many frags you get if you're IDK. It's the important ones that count, and that one was very important because if Flom gets it, he makes it a 1v1, and all of a sudden that round becomes a question mark for TeamOne. But IDK doesn't let it get that far, and now TeamOne have 8 opportunities to close this one out against the Mythic buy-up that will be the strongest over the last 4 rounds, with almost full utility for everyone. And the op in Cooper's hands, and he takes down Maluk with his opening shot, but Pesa gets the trade onto Freak, and now TeamOne, they continue to fight for mid. They're not giving Mythic the space that, of course, Mythic was hoping to find. Pesa is going to take down ESL as well, makes it a 4v3, and he'll retreat towards the B site lane.
Ooh, Cooper. Trying for a little crotch shot no-scope there. That's not going to work out. A little bit of madness, a little bit of flair coming through in this round, but it is a man advantage for TeamOne. What do they got? Ball stuck in the corner. TRK demolished, and that opens up the A site. That opens up the chance for a bomb plant here, John. But Malbs, well, he's going to close the door behind them. That's going to kick them right in the hiney, and that's going to be the early map win for TeamOne. Very nicely done on Mirage. I mean, they had a lead from the half. They had a lead all the way through. Even if Mythic kept them close economically, they could never crack that eco. They could never actually chain together rounds once the half switch happened.
Yeah, and TRK was a monster. 28 frags throughout that map. Malbs played as you expect him to, with some